So, why did they lie to us and tell us that King James was a senile European king who had his monks translate the Bible from Latin to English? So King James was a strong opponent or in strong opposition to the Roman Catholic Church. He was professing to the world that Rome was the false prophet who would usher in the Antichrist. So what did King James mean when he said Rome was the seat of the Antichrist? So this is a real place, the seat of Satan in Turkey. So this is the location of the seat of Satan, located in the Byzantine Empire, which is modern day Turkey. Today it is known as the Throne of Zeus, the god of thunder and father of Hercules in Greek mythology, which, as I described in part one, those men of renown that Genesis 6 refers to, those were giants, Nephilim beings. Your Zeus was the fallen angel that slept with the daughters of men, which was the women, and birthed forth these Nephilim, these Herculean demigods. But King James knew the plans of Rome, what they were up to. So before I transition, if you look at it, it says Revelation chapter 2 verse 13, I know the works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name and hast not denied my faith, even those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. I believe Christ was talking to the out of the seven churches, there were only two churches that was doing his will. That was Smyrna and Philadelphia. And I believe in chapter 2 he was talking to Smyrna. So this is where we're at. Rome was trying to create a one world religion, and is successfully doing it. If you look at what's going on in the world today, even so-called Christian churches are bowing back down or coming back into the Roman Catholic fold. So demonic. So King James was trying to prevent this. So as you can see, the slide says coexist. God is too big to fit in one place. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Come ye out from amongst them. So how many of us have seen this on car bumpers and didn't think twice about it? It's a lie. There's only one God. And this God says, enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth into life. And few there be that find it. That's Matthew chapter 7 verse 13 and 14. Like I stated before, Father says, come out from amongst them and be ye separate. That's 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17. Why? Because of this. The regathering. So in my book on page 25, I write, there has to be a regathering of Judah. There has to be a spiritual awakening that can only be caused by Yah's remnant going out into the four corners of the world, which is the valley of the dry bones, and witnessing to Judah, prophesying to these dry bones. So the Most High can breathe life into a dead thing. In the wilderness, Yeshua rebuked Satan and told him that man cannot live off bread alone. He would still die. Why? Because we are meant to have a sustaining relationship with our Heavenly Father, walking in the garden in the cool of the day with Him. This is why a political party, public housing, public schools, welfare, food stamps, free healthcare, free education, etc., it won't work. It won't work because as a whole, we do not have the living word of Yah residing within us. So how can a man-made system redeem us from these curses? This is evident by looking at how we treat each other. The scattered bones have forgotten about their oneness. Now, this is what I'm about to quote from a book I read from Pastor Omar Tebow down in Lafayette, Louisiana, Philadelphia Christian Church. The book was titled Children of the Prophets, Revealing the Real Hebrews of the Bible. So in Pastor Tebow's book, he states, the scattered bones have forgotten about their oneness. They forgot that in the whole scheme of things, that they were not separate, but really one body. As we prophesy, we will remind the bones that they were never meant to be separate. They were never meant to fight one another. They were never meant to sell drugs to one another, to steal, rob, and kill one another. How can one body part beat upon another? How can the hand be jealous of the mouth? Your nourishment nourishes me. A man can't stab himself in the back. The arm can't even go that way. We need to realize that what one of us does, it affects all as one body. If the hand steals, the whole body goes to jail. End quote. That was so powerful when I read that. It was so powerful that I even put it in my book. Now, one of the reasons for this regathering, and I'm referring to Ezekiel 37, but also I think it parallels Joel chapter 3. Ezekiel 37 parallels Joel chapter 3. And one of the reasons I believe Yah is calling us to this regathering is so he can properly judge all the nations. This is what Armageddon, or as the Bible calls it, the day of the Lord, is all about. The day of the Adon. And Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 1, it says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity, of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Now who you think the Grecians were? That ye might remove them far from their border. Verse 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your head. Verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians. What the Sabians were the South Arabic people. So it's South Arabia, the Sabians. But I will, it says, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. And from scholars and historians, we know Edom today is Rome. So he says Egypt shall be a desolation, and Rome shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Verse 20. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. This is why Satan needs to keep us blind, because it means his demise. Satan knows he's already defeated. So what he's doing, what I believe he's doing, is he's taking as much as he can to hell with him. He's busting hell wide open by deceiving the many, by way of racism, by way of sexism, classism, colorism. So how do we stand? We suit up. The whole armor of God, the whole armor of Yah is at our grasp. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 through 18. We have everything we need. Yah has given us everything we need to prepare for war. We have the sword of the Spirit. We have the shield of faith. We have our shoes of the gospel of peace, belt of truth, breastplate of righteousness, helmet of salvation. We have everything we need to endure.